Ladies and, ladies and gentlemen, I want to use this opportunity to welcome you once again to the Lenny Robbins YouTube channel. Know your politics. Let's come together to create a better understanding for each other by stopping, looking, listening, and watching what politicians do. It's now important more than ever for us to really get a grasp of what they do, what they won't do, what they will do, and what they're promising to do. I want to use this opportunity on the backs of watching what politicians do to highlight two projects. Two projects that have been announced by the present administration under Andrew Holness-led government, and I heard nothing about them again. The first one I think that I'm going to mention, that project was launched somewhere probably about 2 years ago. Yeah, it was launched about 2 years ago, or maybe about a year and a half, or something to the effect. But that project was about were broken in somewhere in St. Mary for the planting of over 1 million trees to create what is called a water catchment area. Now we all know what water catchment area is and all of that, and was a good idea at the time when they suggested it. I deemed it a very good, and that's why I read it. I read the article, because I'm saying now here's the government not only is really focusing on climate change for the betterment. And that is good because we know when there's more rainfall in a area, it's good for the farmers. It's also bring more water to people's pipe, and all accessibility of water is a lot easier for people. You understand? And give government and water commissioners, these people, and environmental protection people a lot more flexibility. At that groundbreaking ceremony, I do believe people from NEPA, Water Commission, and some other private sector people were there. However, I said it's in St. Mary, but just to make sure that it is St. Mary or it is not St. Mary, I've made contacts with people in all other parishes except Kingston. I did it in St. Thomas, Portland, St. Mary, St. Anne, Trelawney, going down to Montego to St. G, and so on over Westmoreland, come back up to St. Elizabeth, right into Manchester, right into Clarendon, and into St. Catherine. I will hastily admit that I did not make any contact with anyone in Kingston, because for the love of me, I can't see why they would want to create a water treatment plant in Kingston. Because so far I've heard nothing about the Mona Dam. I've heard any problem with the Mona Dam reservoir so far. So I figure more or less water is quite contented, and water is available there. So that catchment is good. When I first made the contact, initially everyone said they know nothing about it. And I gave everyone that I talked to, I said, 3 weeks time I'm going to call you back, ask a couple of people if you hear anything about it. I would say, know anything about it. 3 weeks time I did return the call, but no one knows anything about it. The people I spoke to, they haven't heard anything about it. Well, from where I'm sitting, I can't say they called or they didn't call, but they told me that they spoke to people. And I'm going along with that for the time being, Mr. Prime Minister, because this is coming right at your doorstep, on your desk. No one knows about it, so you have to take their word for it, that no one knows about it. When I look back at the caption and the picture that was on the Gleaner front page of the groundbreaking tree planting ceremony, it struck me that 3 persons were holding one shovel. 3 persons were holding one shovel, and 1 tree was planted. So the tree was planted and then just hold on to the shovel for picture taking. And I thought to myself, what a great PR stunt. And after doing all of that research with people, I'm figuring more or less and try to get some idea of where it is happening if anyone knows anything about it. And no one knows. I'm really not going to say 100% it's a PR stunt. But if it is, Mr. Prime Minister, you're going to be in serious trouble for this. And I'll tell you why. I'll be in Jamaica pretty soon. And I'm going to make sure that I go through all of these parishes, because I need to find that water treatment plant, that the groundbreaking ceremony, not the water treatment, the tree planting groundbreaking place, where it is, exactly in which community it took place and in which parish, and how many trees have been planted, The sad thing, though, when I read that article that in the Gleaner that morning, it didn't say what it will cost the nation to plant 1,000,000 trees or how many trees to create that water catchment area. And I say that's a good way to hide whatever you want to do. Just hide the cost from people. Tell them what you want to do and hide the cost. If you come back 5 years later and say that project cost us $45 million or $1.2 billion, no one can complain. Because initially there was no initial cost up front. So I'm throwing this out there to you, Mr. Prime Minister, to NEPA, to Water Commission. Water Commission number ring without answer. NEPA number ring without answer. Well, I know I'm no one special, so they have no special reason to answer me or anything. I didn't have an appointment with anyone at NEPA or Water Commission, so they have no reason to answer me. And I take that for what it is. You understand? But I hope, Mr. Prime Minister, I hope this is not, I was not a PR stunt. I'm pulling the wool over the eyes of the Jamaican population by publishing on the front page of the Gleaner a groundbreaking ceremony, a tree planting groundbreaking ceremony with the idea to plant millions of trees to create a water catchment area so you can better serve the community. You understand? Because if that is not so, Mr. Prime Minister, then you may just be exactly who they say you are. You understand? And that would be disrespectful, dishonest, act of misinformation and disinforming the very people you're seeking to represent. The second project, sir, is all about water treatment plant. The ground was breaking. There was a groundbreaking ceremony on March 24th. That groundbreaking ceremony was on March March the 7th. I think it was March last year. Let me not get the date mixed up. But it was done last year. And that water treatment plant was groundbreaking ceremony took place in a district or a community by the name of Content. I noticed it didn't say Content and Catherine, Content in St. Andrew, or Content where in the island, just Content. But the cost of that is $22 billion. Water Commission rep was there, NEPA again was there, and private people, people from the private sector was there, because I think they are co-partners, as the article indicated, and the person from Water Commission, head representative at the time, stated in the Gleaner, the publication, that that venture will be a public-private operated venture. Another thing that jumps out at me in that publication is that the Water Commission persons made it clear. Two things that he said that really jumps out at me. Made it clear that the funding for this plant, for this project, water treatment plant, came at a time when interest rate is high. But irrespective of that, they will include a flexibility plan, or I call it an inflation plan. So if the cost of the water goes up, or the cost goes down, to treat and recycle that water goes down, if it goes up or down, then the cost to the consumer goes up and goes down with it, which kind of makes sense. But here's where the mistake was made for me. He made the comment in the Gleaner report that over 600,000 Water Commission customers will benefit when this plant is completed in 2026. 2-year project. The 2-year project was, groundbreaking took place in March, and the project last year, and the project is to finish sometime in 2026. 2 years. Now I've been trying to get information on that water treatment plant ever since. Every 3 months I try to get an update on it, but I'm hearing nothing. Again, you're not getting anything from Water Commission, you're not getting anything from NEPA. You understand? And I don't have no contact for the government minister for call down a man or email a man. Which I can get an email for a person and send to them, yes. But I've been calling the people who should be out there working and nothing. I've listened to the recent budget debate, Mr. Prime Minister. Nothing was made of these plans, these projects. Water tree planting project and water treatment project. Nothing was said about them in your budget. Nothing. And I began to wonder if this is another PR stunt again. Because these are the two projects that I promised myself, sir. I'll be traveling to Jamaica. I will be traveling to Jamaica to find where they are and to find out if they do exist, and if not, to raise hell about this. To raise hell about it. The Gleaner Company can always remove it from their archive just to protect the government if they have to, if that kind of connection is there. I hope they really did not embed with the government that way. You understand? Because the records can be pulled and we can discover whether or not this thing is real. It is very, very strange that these two projects were published in the Gleaner, front page of the Gleaner. Groundbreaking ceremony for these two projects were published in the Daily Gleaner, but nothing has been heard about them. Absolutely nothing has been heard about them since. And here's the thing for me, Mr. Prime Minister. You guys are now in your element with campaign promises and campaign this. And I want to highlight this to the Jamaican people, that please note that what these governments are doing, what these politicians are doing, they're promising you all they can promise you. Right? They're promising you downtown and parade in their campaign speech. But carefully note carefully. They're promising you what they will do in the future when they get back in office or if they get back in power. They're promising you what they will do, both parties. But no party is promising you what they have in plan for you now. Nobody's telling you what they can come to the fore. And especially the ruling government. Not even the ruling government in their campaign is telling the people what they have done for them. And what they have under construction now for them. What you have done already and what has been built right now to benefit the nation. Nothing to say this to the nation, because once you say these things, when you start to tell the nation what you have done, then it's going to open a can of worms, sir. And you all know that. Because now you're going to have to explain to the people, oh, did what you did, the project that you said you did and completed, did that project give wings to our GDP? Did it give wings to our economy? Did it give wings to job growth? How did it help us? And no party right now is prepared to go down that road, discussion road with anyone. But you're all prepared to go on stage and curse out each other. You are dirty labor right, you are criminal PMP. But yet there are things out there that you're telling the nation about that we're not even sure. You can't even talk about them in your campaign speech. And no one is sure that they even exist. Not even me who is trying to track them. Because here's what I did. I know of Boys Content, because the Gleaner publication was at the water treatment plant. Ground was breaking for that construction in Content District. Didn't say St. Andrew, didn't say nowhere, no parish, nothing. And I'm wondering, I know 3 Content in Jamaica. I don't know if they're the 4th or 5th one, but I know 3. Boys Content in St. Catherine. It's not far from where I am. Because I know Boys Content. I used to ride up to Boys Content in some Friday morning and pick up coffee money from Mr. Mac, me and his grandson. And we ride back to the NCB Bank at Jamaica in Ulaba and lodge the money. We used to ride bicycle go up there. And I have school friends who used to ride up there Sunday day go look for girls and all. So I know boys content like my and Miguel. You understand? The second content I know about is Fraser's content out there somewhere in the Spanish Town way there. And the third content is Content Gap in St. Andrew. Now, Content Gap is intriguing because I don't know why Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. NWC, or Mr. NEPA would an agreement be reached to construct a water treatment plant in Content Gap over in St. Catherine, in St. Andrew. You're not ready that area, the water catchment area? If you look at most buildings, well, let me not get to that. I use the Google satellites to do a aerial view of Content Gap. And of all the three contents that I mentioned, but let me start with Content Gap. And there's nothing that was identified with from an aerial view as a water treatment plant in Content Gap. You can see the Seventh-day Adventist Church. You can see the primary school. And you can see one and two other buildings. But nothing was identified. Because that's one of the things Google satellite, Earth satellite gives you. Main points. So you can pick your route from there. Main buildings or landmark buildings. I went down to a street level view. And what I saw from the aerial view, the same thing I'm seeing on the street level view. There's no such thing as a water treatment plant in Content Gap. Because in my own estimation, Content Gap would need a water treatment plant. Good. Fraser's content, same thing. And I don't know if people in Fraser's content know that there's a water treatment plant being constructed in their area. If it is so, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. NWC and NEPA people, you need to come out and tell us and tell the nation. The same thing in boys' content. No one knows about these things. Now what struck me, Mr. Prime Minister, if this treatment plant, water treatment plant project does not exist, then where is that $22 billion that was borrowed? Where is it? Where is it? As a Water Commission spokesman said at the time, funding for the project came at a time when interest rate is high. Good. So it means the money was borrowed, it's a loan. So where's that money if it is not real, if the project is not real? But like I said, Mr. Prime Minister, I'm coming out. I know you guys are not going to raise this in your campaign because you don't want to get into this kind of head-scratching explanation thing to the people. You want to flow with the people as if everything is okay and you're on top of the world and you don't understand? Because you all make yourself seem to be the messiah to everybody, PMP and JLP alike. But I want to say this loud and clear, sir. And PMP, I'm not saying this to put down the JLP because you know better. But like I said, I'm here to speak the truth and the truth will fall wherever it is. I'm not here for PMP, I'm not here for JLP. I'm here for Jamaica. You understand? I don't believe in no green shirt and no tangerine shirt or orange color shirt. I don't believe in it. Never believe in it and will never ever embrace it. But I'll be in Jamaica pretty soon, sir. And I'm going to do a walkthrough of those 3 areas again. I'm going to do a walkthrough of those 3 areas again. We did I called and spoke to people who, one person drive up for me to Fraser's content. And they drove out the whole place and asked questions. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. There may be 2 housing schemes somewhere nearby, but 600,000 water commission people, that include farmers and all them somewhere further up the road. If it's Fraser's content. Now, content gap is already in the hills, you know. Boys' content is already in the hills. And there's no 600,000 people in content gap population. And there's no 600,000 people in voice content. But because creators gap is on the level, that's the only place I could think of that would serve 600,000 water commission customers. Because that you can pipe that water to other areas, adjoining areas to create that content. You understand? But I'm coming to seek that out for myself, so and to find out what it is. But if it exists, I'd like to hear you say something, Mr. JLP. I'd like to hear you, Minister, brag and boast about it to the people of the country. Let people know that you're working on what is in place, what you have already put in place, and when it is expected to finish. Let people know about these things. If you're so proud of your track record, then let people know. Don't keep promising people what you can't deliver, or you may not even be able to deliver. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying all of this because I want you to understand that, listen, Jamaica, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake the hell up. Because what is happening to us is not good. It is not good. Wake up. We cannot continue this way. It's absolutely madness. We cannot continue this way. There's no way this can continue. We now have to start to focus on our existence, not on politicians getting into power. I just want to use this opportunity once and to open your eyes again to a few things that is happening around you that I know a lot of people is not focusing on or even watching. You're not even taking notice of these things because that's not what you are there for. And the politicians know that as voters, you're not there for that. You're just here to ring the bell and jump nice or whatever. You understand? And all of this. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let us do this together. Lennie Robbins, KnowYouirPolitics. Let's come together to create a better understanding and while watching what our politicians do. Like I said, share this video. If you see it, come across it, share it. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Leave your comment in the section. You understand? And let us take it from there. Because none of us know that we can all teach each other something from both sides of the fence. Either the political divide, PNP side, JLP side. I'm not here for either side. Because if we're going to talk about JLP this, we can talk about the PNP side too. You understand? And any sensible person will tell you what is gone is gone. We can't correct what is gone. It is done. But what we can correct is what we're going to do next. What we can make right is what we do next. So let us come together. That's why we need to create this understanding amongst us all. So we can correct what we do next. Make sure that we're doing the right thing. And we're doing far better than what we used to do before. Welcome again to the Lennie Robbins YouTube channel. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.